All right, big welcome everyone to this week's then Mastermind, a webinar that we're holding every single week for the community to discuss the latest developments, to look into the next week and make sure that we are always fully updated and that we are on track with the right information. We will discuss the challenges, the good, the bad, the up, the down, everything on this webinar, because this is a webinar for the community to come together and recognize the reason we're here, the future of this company, the future of our community, and everything will be covered on this webinar. Now, it's nice to see all of you on the call, and if you still got people within your organization that is not on this call, please invite them. I can see that we got Lee, I believe you're in the hospital. I hope everything goes well, brother. It's nice that you have the commitment to still come on, so I wish you all the best with your treatments. And for everyone else on the call, guys, make sure that you invite everyone in your organization on this webinar so you are up to date with the latest information and your teams are that as well. So we've had a good week. We have a lot of development happening behind the scenes. We had a good call last week as well. And at this call, we're going to have the same structure as every call. We're going to start off with information in terms of developments and a few updates that we have received from Alex in terms of the master plan that is in motion for the coming year and what it is that he's working on alongside all other developments in terms of the ecosystem and the platforms, and everything that has been worked on behind the scene is ongoing, but there's also further new developments that is taking place right now. And this is with a master plan where Alex will do everything in the power now to increase the community to millions of people. And I will talk about how that could be possible with one of the latest developments. And of course, to decrease the supply in the market, to see some price action on the Ultima token and what the strategy is around that as well. So there's going to be a lot to cover initially. I'm going to take you through a little bit of a whiteboard drawing session here in a second to show you a little bit where we're at, where we're going, and what can be done for Ultima to take to the next step. And I want to start off by just saying that in this company, there is only one thing that has to get right, that has to click, that has to generate momentum, that has to generate a form of virality. And if that is plugged in, this company has the infrastructure to facilitate that growth. They have the technology. We have the community to further fuel this. Everything is here. And we just need this one thing to click 100%, and this could take this company to again, multi-billion-dollar organization. So we're going to talk about that today and how important it is to understand that as you're being a part of a company in the crypto blockchain industry, knowing the challenges in the market, knowing that this is the fastest growing industry in the world right now, where we got regulation changes globally every single day, and we're having new rules to follow. We have new market conditions to adjust to. And this is a challenging market. And we always want to start off by saying that we are not in an easy market, but because we are in a challenging market where we have to always be flexible, this is a market that is going to be rewarding us the most. And usually that's how it works. When you're into something that is challenging, is new, it is something where there's going to be ups and downs. Initially, a new industry, a new category of assets that is created. There is not going to be an easy run, but it's going to be a rewarding run for those who is educated and understand what is happening fully, and is not only emotionally getting involved, but more so coming in with an understanding, with clarity, with detailed understanding of how it is that you are applying your strategies in this market. So we're going to talk about that today. And also we have a lot of new people that's coming on board. We have a lot of new teams coming into the organization. We have a lot of new members that is connecting to us. And the past week has been very strong. We see it, at least in our numbers in the team, is growing very fast. We see the amount of people signing up is growing. So we're seeing some good things happening behind the scenes. And of course, we are seeing that these things are happening, of course, in the numbers. And we're going to talk more about how we can take it to a new level here together. So for those who are new as well, the people behind Dan, Danish, Emil, and Navid, we have been in this company for the past 2 years. We have seen the ups and downs. We have been a part of times when we couldn't see how Alex is going to solve this, and he did bring a solution, and we have built this confidence that if there's anyone in this market that will make it work in the industry we're in, then it has to be Alex with the experience, the background and the infrastructure that I have built. Knowing that there is a challenge is going to continuously come, we understood that if one thing gets right with this kind of experience, we know that this one can grow extremely, extremely fast. And that is the potential we're having here. And I also want to go through a little bit of news. I saw that was a new article up with Alex. This is a good tool to read. I can see that there was actually, let me jump into the article here. If we're looking into the 2024's leading blockchain experts, 5 innovators shaping the future, written by Gregory from Poland. He is actually an author of a blockchain and cryptocurrency book. And this is on mpost.io, a newspaper. You can read more about Alex being on the 2nd place after Elon Musk here. And we can read into a little bit of how it is that they are seeing these different individuals, Gavin Wood and others, that is creating new technologies in the crypto space. So there is a lot to read here, and this has been posted in the group. And you can also see more about Gregory, who was the author behind this article as well. So I believe that this one has been posted already in the Telegram group. So this is just for you to be aware that we are getting some media exposure and getting out there and getting some articles out in the market is always good and is always positive for the community and for the project as a whole. Now, with that in mind, the first part now, we're going to jump into a little bit of the situation Ultima right now, the coming action steps, some news and information. And whenever that is done, we're going to move into the second part of this webinar, where we're going to do a training. As you know, the whole purpose of this business is to marry 2 giant industries, being the cryptocurrency market together with the network marketing industry. And by marrying these 2, you have a combination of a disrupting technology in the right time in the world right now, which needs community to have value. And that's why this industry of network marketing is the most powerful way of building community. And when you merge them, it is a very, very powerful thing. And that is the reason in every Den Mastermind, we are hosting a training to help the ones that is on the same wavelength, the mission of understanding that we have the potential to make something incredible here, and it's all up to the community growth for us to do our part and continuously building our organizations within the Ultima business. And we have over 10 years of experience of doing this, and we are always sharing the most relevant trainings at the end of these webinars as well. So we're going to have both Danish and Navid come on here in a minute and share more about these trainings. But before we jump into that, let's jump in a little bit about the latest news and the master plan that Alex has in motion right now. And I'm going to take you all over to my iPad. I'll see how this works. I believe it's going to be 1 second. I just need to connect from my iPad, and let's see if you guys can see. If you can just, let me see here. There we go. Can you guys see my iPad, Danish? All right, perfect, perfect. So everyone can see my iPad. This is great. Now I can take you through a little bit of where we at in the market right now. We, of course, are seeing the price. We are looking forward to the price increasing, and we're looking forward to seeing where it's going and how it's going to continue. And even though we, as enthusiasts of the cryptocurrency market, understands the depths of why it is certain prices going up, price going down. Of course, the most important part is not to get stuck on the price, because what happens is that you fall into the 95% of individuals that is operating on emotions. And what we are recognizing, and we have seen this industry for the past 10 years, is that people are very emotionally attached to a price and the daily price. And what happens is that when we are zooming in too much, then what is happening, we get emotional and we're making the wrong decisions. how we need to operate in the cryptocurrency market to zoom out. And we need to ask ourselves, look, do I see value in this project? Whether it's Ultima or any other assets, if you are investing into a stock, if you're investing into gold, another cryptocurrency, whatever it is that you are choosing to engage with, you need to first do your analysis. And this has to come from not jumping in because the price goes up. And that's what most people do. They wait, price goes, oh, let me chase this price, and they jump in at the wrong time. Now, how we should operate in this industry is to take a step back, and we should ask ourselves, what is the value of this project? And is there any potential for this to increase over time? And can that lead to a value increase? So if you have that belief, and I'll tell you, okay, here's a project where all of the things is in place, and the market does not recognize the real value for this asset, and in a few years or months, we could see an extreme uptrend in the price because of these reasons, then if you have that core conviction that this is a valuable project, then you would be happier to get good entries into this asset at lower prices. This is how we have to operate. But too many people are evaluating a project based on the price. They're starting at the wrong angle. We need to start with the value in the company, in the project. And this is how we're looking at it and saying, okay, I don't care where we're at today. And I'm talking not only about Ultima, I'm talking about any asset, anything that I would get engaged in. I would look at where are we today and where will we be tomorrow? If there is a value increase in the company, in the project itself, then there could be a value increase in the assets in that time period. And that is what opportunity is to get into something when it's starting or when it's undervalued and sit on that asset until it's become properly valued or overvalued. Of course, it's however it's done. And that journey of price increase is where the benefit is done. Now, when we're looking at this right now, when we analyze this, we are not looking at where we are today. We're looking at a journey here where we are looking at where we are today, and we're looking then at where we can go tomorrow here. And if we are looking at this and saying, okay, we are right now at a place here, okay, and we have 2.8 million members. We have 8 years of experience, 1,000 employees. We have an ecosystem developing, okay? So it's not all out there yet. And is that positive or negative? Some people say, I would love everything to be here, but if you believe it will come and you were there before it's launched, you have a benefit. So this is important. So this ecosystem is coming. We have strategies of community growth, which is happening on this call itself with the community and the Ultima business, and plus things we have here today. Okay, we can go very deep into it. Okay, this is what we have today. These are the facts of today. Now, we, of course, would like the price to do something like this and go up in a very quick manner so we can make our money. This is the reason we come in. So what do we need to do to be a part of a project that can increase in price? We now need to do some assumptions. We need to look at what it is that we have today, the facts, and we need to ask ourselves, is it possible that this value we see in the project today could increase in the coming years? Do I believe that the company could grow to, let's say, 100 million users? Do I believe that the company is going to be here for another 8 years? Do I believe that the corporate team could grow to, let's say, 10,000 employees and operations are growing? Do I believe that the ecosystem will be launched and actually rolled out successfully? Do I believe that there's going to be more strategies applied to increase demand and decrease supply? Do I believe that there is a potential of this happening? And if I believe that this can happen, then I should get positioned right here to be able to be a part of the journey going up. I know this is very obvious for many people, but I'm seeing that so many people are looking at the wrong things. And this is what we do. When we jump into this project or any form of acquiring assets, we're asking ourselves, what value do this have today? And what is the potential value it could have tomorrow? If I believe that the value tomorrow could be higher, then that's an opportunity. Is it a guarantee that this will happen tomorrow? No, that is the risk we are taking. Opportunity requires risk. If there is no risk, there is no opportunity. Opportunity is requiring risk. So we are taking the risk here because we are betting on the fact that this will happen. And if it doesn't happen, that's the risk. If it does happen, we reap the rewards. This is what happens in any asset, in any engagement you do, in any form of markets that you want to participate in, whether it's Forex or stock market or the gold market or crypto market. You are looking at a project, a company, and you're saying, do I believe this one will grow? If yes, there's a value increase that I can be a part of. Now, most people, they want to join at a low price, but they want all of this to already be done. So they are putting it wrongly together. You need to understand, when you come in early to something, you're taking the risk because everything is not done. There will be challenges, there will be changes, there will be other things that's happening. But is there still a progress happening where you get closer to a target of valuation of this project, which could increase the price? And this is where you can make your rewards. Now, this is very simple, guys, but this is how we need to look at it and understand that when we are looking at the value of the project and the potential increase of value in the project, that is what we should look at. If you have made that decision that I see the value and you step into it, you're not getting emotions because of the price. If we're looking at Apple as a company, that stock price has grown up and down very a lot if you look at the graph. But those who came in early, they had a conviction that they believe that Apple would disrupt the world. That bet made them a fortune. Now, I'm not comparing Ultima to Apple today. I'm just saying that there is a potential here for Ultima to become a huge disruptive company. And why do I believe that could happen? You got to ask yourself. If you do not believe it will happen, then this is not the place to be, because you need to, first of all, believe it will happen. But most people are coming in and without doing analysis, they are expecting all the rewards with zero risk. This is what the expectations are, and that's why we sometimes have disappointments. But when we understand the progress of a company growing in a fast-changing industry, what is happening, we are zooming out a little bit, and we are seeing opportunity in the challenges. And if we believe that there is huge potential future value in this project, then we would not worry about where we're at today. We would not worry about fluctuations in the moment. We would zoom out and reconnect with the decision we made to step in because we saw that this project can have a higher value in the future. And this is the opportunity that we have. Now, with this in mind, we need to look at where we're at right now and where we're at in the business right now. So if we're looking at this business right now, when we look at very simply the tokenomics, and we see that we have a market here. This is the market of where people are buying and selling Ultima tokens. So people are buying it, people are selling it. This is a market. People are buying and selling Ultima tokens. Now, to this market right now, we are having around, I'm just making simple numbers, after the premium pool is launched, we have around 100 Ultima. I'm not including the farms and including that. I'm looking at only the pools. 100 Ultima per day coming to the market. And who is participating in the market? Mostly it's the Ultima community who is coming in and participating in the buying and selling of the Ultima tokens every single day. And this is where the community is growing and it's creating a bigger market. Now, what is needed here and what is happening a little bit is that we do have a form of participation of outside community here. And I'm just saying outside community. This is those who's not in our community per se, but they're still participating in the market. Now, this market is there. There is people trading. There is people participating. There is people buying and selling Ultima without participating in the Ultima ecosystem itself. But what has to happen now for the price to increase is two things. First of all, the supply to market has to decrease. And this is very important, that the supply to market over the coming years has to decrease. And as you know, the company has a target to, in some ways, decrease it to 25 Ultima per day. Now, this can be done with the help of halvings, with the splitting 2.0, etc., etc. And just in theory, let me explain to you. If today we had 100 Ultima to market, and if today I could snap my fingers and now we have 25 Ultima tokens to the market, mathematically and theoretically, the price would double. And everyone's rewards would be the same, meaning rewards go down by 75%, price increase by 400%. What happens? The rewards are the same in dollar value per day. But of course, if a price goes from 3,000 to 12,000 very fast, what happens? There's going to be more outside community jumping on. There's going to be more community coming from Ultima here. And what happens then? We get a very strong positive effect on the price. Now, of course, this cannot happen that in one day we snap our fingers and the supply to market is decreased, because we got a decentralized system with smart contracts, which has already been programmed. But I'm just explaining the theory of what can happen if supply to market decrease, community stays the same, liquidity stays the same, price has to increase. This is just mathematics. Now, this is one of the targets from the company. And whenever we do that, of course, by supply going down, and we have the same circumstance today, the price has to go up. This is how it works. Now, this is one way of supporting it. Let me talk more. Of course, what we're doing here as the Ultima business, we are continue building the Ultima community. This one is growing, 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 growing. But with network marketing communities, we are very emotional. When price goes up, we bring huge value, goes mad. People are doing events, people calling, people talking, people building, people expanding. They're going crazy. They have so much energy when price is increasing. When price goes down, what happens? We are overreacting again emotionally. We get fearful. We get angry, frustrated. We don't make calls. We don't make events. We don't make webinars. So what happens when price goes up? We are overshooting the price. When price goes down, we're over destroying the price. This is the nature of a network marketing built community with a lot of emotions. So it's very good in good times, but it's very bad in bad times. So we have this fluctuation. Now, what is very important, and something I believe is very important, is to bring in the outside community. This creates a form of stability, and this has been a challenge that this industry has been trying to overcome for the past 10 years. How do we bring outside community to participate in the market of Ultima token? If anyone crack this code, what is going to have is that they're going to have the power of a loyal, strong network marketing community that thrives when price goes up, and the stability of an outside community that comes in and engages with the price, creating a bigger market. A bigger market means more stability. So how can we increase the outside community? Of course, there is multiple ways that Alex is working on. We have the ecosystem, which is already growing, and there's many things that travel, the debit card, many more things that is being connected to drive more people from the outside community into the market. We have, of course, the trading platform is they're working on many things behind the scenes. All of this is being developed. All of these are challenging. All of this has the sole intention to bring outside community into the company. But recently, Alex expanded a little bit more, which made me quite excited, because he started talking more about the aspect of gaming. And I will be honest, when he showed us the gaming platform on the event in Dubai, I didn't understand how will this be a way to increase the community. Now, Alex have already been talking about this briefly on previous voice notes, where he'd been talking about we're going to introduce the gaming aspect to this business, and this aspect could potentially grow our outside community to 10 million users very quickly. Now, how does that potentially work? Now, I put the pieces together, and I'm very, very deeply engaged in the cryptocurrency market. And I've seen there is certain projects that start a form of game where people can participate. I think maybe many of you here have seen this on Telegram and on Twitter, where there's a game coming up and there is some sort of challenges that you need to do, whether it's clicking every single day, whether it's inviting friends, whether it's playing a game and winning certain things, and you're collecting these points. And then the project says the more points you have, you're going to get an airdrop in the future. And this is tokens that could potentially have a value in the market. Now, I saw games like these with not even 1% of the professionality that Ultima could create, grew to 3 to 4 million users in Telegram groups within 4 or 5 weeks. And I was asking myself, now, what is it that I'm missing here? How can a Telegram group grow to 3 to 4 million users within a few weeks by people just clicking? But I've understood that in the market we are in right now, people love earning free money. People love playing a game that they enjoy, and they have a reason to play it because they can make money, almost like they can justify them playing it because they can make money. The problem with all these previous gaming projects that I've seen that is similar to this is that the token they are promising is in an airdrop giving to the community, and that token does not have the strength to be listed on exchanges, to have an ecosystem around it, to have an infrastructure. And what happens is the challenge they have is that they are gathering 3, 4, 5 million people, and then they drop the token in the airdrop, and nothing happens with the token. And this has been the challenge because there's no strength in the token. They can't list it on exchanges. So this is something I have seen. And Alex have been starting to mention more and more about his master plan to engage Ultima into the gaming community. And he's working on something very strong behind the scenes where this strategy will be applied, where we have the potential to gather millions of users from the gaming space with the Ultima branded game. And this will attract people because they can earn rewards in multiple ways. Details will be shared by Alex. They can collect points and they can turn them into rewards because we have a splitting system, and that can create rewards for people. So people would play and engage, and they would be excited to do so. Now, why will this be even better than other games that is doing the same in the market? Is because we already have a recognized cryptocurrency. And when I say recognized, I mean it's a currency that's already having trading volume. It's already listed on the exchanges. It's already having millions of users. It's already having an ecosystem debit card. So what is going to happen if 4 million people is willing to play a game and click on a button every day and challenge their friends and invite their friends for a token that is not listed anywhere? What will people do when they know there's a token they can earn that is already listed and already has a value in the market of thousands of dollars? So there is a master plan behind the scenes in progress where there's a plan to bring in millions of users into Ultima from the outside community here, which is key, and bring all of these people into the Ultima community by first bringing them into the market through the game, but also to bring them into the Ultima products and the Ultima ecosystem in general. And if we are having these two things happening at once, that we are having a decrease of supply, let me see, there we go, supply to market happening, and we are having a plan over the coming 1.5 years of decrease of tokens in the market, and we're having a 10 million users coming in, for example, and many of them will just engage in the market. Some of them will come into Ultima and engage with their ecosystem. What is happening is that the missing piece has being sold. Now, Alex will share more details about this going forward. There's a lot more behind the strategy, and they are working this out. And I want everyone to just be aware that there's a lot of things happening behind the scenes to bring this out to the community, to create something that is proven to work in the market, to attract millions of people with a strategy that has already been proven to work, with the millions of people engaging in this already. And already these developments have come very far, and we are very excited to hear what Alex will say. And this is what can drive the price up. This is what can drive the price up. And I can see now, if we are having a outside community here that is growing very fast, creating stability in the market, while the Ultima ecosystem is expanding in all directions with new ecosystem products, and we have a supply that is decreasing over and over again, we have a price that can continuously grow. If the price grows, what happens? The networkers go mad. Now our Ultima community will go and support the price like crazy. And what will happen then if the price goes up and the networkers kick in? What happens now? The outside community goes even more crazy. So more people play the game, more people engage, more people jump in, more people want to take part of not only the gaming splitting technology, but maybe they want to jump into the premium pool, the other pools that the company has available for the community. And now we're growing again the Ultima ecosystem. So what I want to say with this is there's a plan behind the scenes that Alex is working on. Whenever he's ready to share it, he will share. But for now, it's just important to understand that things are happening. At the same time, I also want to ask that, because every single webinar, we have the same questions over and over and over again. And I just want to say that everything that Alex has been working on and committing, he is working behind the scenes, whether it's cashback, whether it's farm payouts, whether it's any debit cards, challenges, all the challenges is aware by Alex, is aware of it. There's 1,000 people working on it. And when there is any updates, these updates will be shared in the Telegram group. So just know that everything is being worked on. Nothing has been forgotten. And when there's updates, they will come into the Telegram group. And with this, I believe we can focus on other questions on the side of our webinar, so we can look into the future, because there's two different ways. While the company is working on challenges, you know, if we all focus on the challenges, what's going to happen? We bring more challenges. If we all focus on the future, the solutions, bring the community, building excitement, bringing positive energy, what's going to happen? We solve the challenges by doing what we're doing for the community. So it's important that we use this webinar to drive forward. These webinars have to be to drive the future, to drive the network, to drive the excitement, to drive the understanding, and drive forward while the company is solving all the challenges behind the scenes. So this is just something where we are going to dive more into in the future. And this plan is in motion right now, where we will see the supply decrease over the coming halvings to come, and strategies with splitting 2.0 and etc. There's a lot of things happening. Outside liquidity is being brought in. And again, do you believe that Ultima as a company is going to have a bigger valuation in the future than today? Then you are at the right place. Then you would rather have the price at a low price than to buy in at a high price. It's very logical, but most people start at the wrong direction. We start looking at the price today, and that gives our valuation. No, look at the price today, look at current valuation, look at possible valuation in the future, and if the price follows, you have an opportunity. Very, very important. Now, the last thing I want to say is that if we are looking into here, and we're seeing that this community grows to 10 million people here, then what's going to happen? Binance is going to become an easy entry, because if we have 10 million people, going to Binance is going to be a solution. So now we have more liquidity. Binance brings out more outside community. It brings more people to the market, and it brings price up all the time. So what I want to say with all of this, guys, is this will be more news coming, more information will be shared, more details will be covered. But what I'm looking at here is that whether it is this game or not, whether it is the travel platform or not, whatever it is, what I have understood is that this infrastructure we have here, Alex need one thing to work out great for this to change forever. One thing. If it's only the travel platform, this could become huge. If it's the game, it could become huge. If it's a debit card that gets traction in the market, it becomes huge. So what Alex has, he has 10 different platforms development. It's like having 10 different baits out there to collect and bring outside the community. And if only one thing works out, this could change forever. The price could increase, the community could explode. So we have to ask ourselves, do we believe that Alex can get it right once with the ecosystem? Already technology is done, infrastructure is done, token is launched, listing exchange is done, debit card done, many things are done, but can he get it right one time with bringing outside community in here? One time could be the change of this project forever, and that is what we're betting on. Do we believe that? Then yes, we're at the right place. Do you not believe that? Then ask more questions to get a full understanding and engage with what you believe in. But I believe that if anyone will get it right in the crypto networking space, it has to be Alex, because no one else out there is innovative like he is. With that being said, I have taken a lot of time, and I know we have more important things to share. But I just wanted to make sure that everyone understands that there is developments happening. A lot of things are coming. Premium pool is extremely lucrative at the current data. We saw that there's very, very few splits in the premium pool, according to Alex right now. So that would mean very high rewards. So it's looking very, very good right now. With that being said, I will come back a little bit later with a summary, guys. So make sure you stay behind. But I will just hand over now to Danish, who will take us into the next section of this training, where we are going to talk more about how we build the business and what kind of mindset we need to apply to become successful in the biggest transfer of wealth in human history is happening in front of our eyes. And we have an opportunity in our hands to build a business, to earn cryptocurrency, to participate in this. And this historical event that is happening in front of our eyes right now, we as the Den are doing everything in our power to engage in and benefit from and help others benefit from in huge ways. And one way to do it is to build a business with it. And that's what we're doing with the Ultima business. So Danish, with your many years of experience, we look forward to hear more about what it is that we need to apply now to become successful in this space.
I appreciate it, Emil. Thank you so much. One point that I'd like to just start with, and I wanted to just applaud and give all our thanks to the 50 people who joined the link even before it's live. Yeah, as soon as Emil sort of put this link live, there was 50 people on the call. And I just want to applaud you guys. And I want to say that we don't take you guys for granted. It's an absolute privilege and an honor, particularly for those that arrive on this mastermind call before it even starts. So thank you so much. A big shout out to Lee. We know your circumstances there, my brother. And listen, we are wishing you all the health and the success in the world. Thank you so much for being an absolute superstar and an inspiration for every single one of us. What an example you are. I mean, on a Saturday, you could be doing many other things, but you're sitting on this call and in hospital. So we really, really appreciate you particularly. And I'm hoping that everyone takes a lot of inspiration from you, Lee. You're an absolute superstar. Okay. Emil, that was, I can comfortably say, one of the best breakdowns of any mindset that we could ever possibly have in the business of Ultima. I think it's so important, the points that you've brought up, particularly on the focus of price and how that completely, it blinds people completely. Yes, price is the most important thing, but at the same time, it's also something that's the end goal. And there's so many things between the letters A all the way to Z, right? You've got to ensure that there's so many steps that you get to the obvious end goal. And we know the obvious end goal is the price. We know that's going to basically build all of the trust and credibility, et cetera, et cetera. But we've got to understand that there are building blocks that have to come in prior to that. Now, I guess that's the best way for me to go into my topic today. We've got another 14 minutes until the hour is up. So I'm going to try and be as brief and as quick as possible. So I hope I've got your guys' attention. Again, I need to take your ears on loan. Okay, I need to just get your focus over here. If you guys have got piece of papers and pen, please, please, please write down these golden nuggets that I want to give to you, because there's a few very important points during times like this that I want to send out as reminders. Okay, last week we talked about qualifying prospects. How is it that you identify who it is that's going to be good for your future and who it is that your future is also good to be in theirs. How do you do that? That's what we spoke about. This week, I want to focus a little bit about the expectations. The expectations and the challenges that network marketers go through. Now, expectations, what am I talking about over here? Okay, a lot of people go and sell network marketing and Ultima as if it's something that's going to, create these miracles and overnight you're going to become this success story. Look, guys, I genuinely wish it was like that. Okay, and that's the hardcore truth. You have to go through challenges. You have to go through a process of explaining the right level of expectations. What is it after you've qualified that prospect? What is the next conversation that you have with them? Okay, you've got to set the right levels of expectation. There's 5 points that I want to talk a little bit about this. Okay, point number 1, when setting the right expectations, all right, before you explain to the qualified prospect and before they go out into the field and before they start presenting the opportunity to people, they've got to understand and expect that they need to get to know their prospects better. They need to know everything about their prospect. They need to make sure that they talk. Most of the conversation needs to be about getting to know that prospect, because if you don't know the prospect's challenges, if you don't know the reasons as to why the prospect wants to ensure that they have another source of income in their life, if you don't know these things, you cannot close them into this business. Forget about it. So again, first point of expectations is get to know the prospect better. All right? The moment you get to know the prospect better, it's game over. They feel that you feel them, and all of a sudden, they're going to listen to whatever you say. Why? Because they know you're a genuine person and you're not trying to bring them into something that's not good for them. You see good in this product and project. They trust you because you've taken the time to get to know them. Easy peasy, right? Get to know your prospect. So set that expectation level right when it comes to qualifying your own business partner before they go out and start to prospect. Number 2, when they are out there in the field and they've conducted the presentation per se, make sure that even though there's a large quantity of people that they are going and prospecting, you've got to ensure that they follow up. Following up is so crucial. Okay, following up questions are so crucial. They have to understand that, hey, you know what, I'm going to keep tabs on you because at the end of the day, I've presented something to you that's very close to me, that's actually making sure that I earn my daily bread. I really like you as a person. I've established a relationship with you, and I would like to make you understand that I'm going to follow up with you and make you understand that this business is important for you based on what you told me, because the other day I got to know you. So the second point of creating the right expectation when you're qualifying prospects and bring them into the business is making sure you don't forget to follow up. Number 3, again, expectations related. When you are teaching that qualified prospect before they go out into the big bad world, yeah, as they say, make sure they don't assume that a certain amount of parties or a certain amount of prospects that they were thinking about prospecting for the business, make sure they don't assume that that prospect won't be interested, so I'm not going to approach them. We do that all the time. We write our list of people, and then all of a sudden, when it comes time to placing that phone call to make that meeting, you kind of think, I don't know. Let me just cross this one out. I don't think they'll be interested. Guys, I cannot begin to explain how many times I've seen it that that very same prospect, that qualified individual and leader was about to go and call, gets prospected by someone else, and that someone else enjoys the fruits of their labor by mentoring them, and they become an absolute beast in the business. I've seen that so many times, and I'm really, really humbly asking all of you guys, when you are training your leaders, make sure they don't judge, okay? And make sure they don't assume that others are not interested. So create that expectation. Make sure you explain that to them. Number 4, many a time, if you are lacking relationship skills, what happens is indirectly what you're doing is you're focusing on overinflating the product. Do not overinflate the product. Do not overinflate the opportunity. That is going to kill your sale. Number one. Number two, you're going to bring someone into the business that has these massive, huge expectations that you're not going to be able to be living up to. Okay, and we see that a lot. Most of the challenges we are seeing today in Ultima or even in the past is as a result of someone being sold the business overinflated. Okay, they've been promised big things. Why? Because the person that sold them the business could not sell by way and means of establishing the relationship and then giving the real expectations about the business. Instead, they resorted to saying, this thing's going to make you incredible. It's going to be a huge success. Yes, it is. It's going to do all of those things. But set the right expectation. Expectations are very, very important, ladies and gentlemen. And then finally, the last thing I would like to make sure that we all understand, and when we're training again and qualifying our leaders, is ensure that when they start to achieve success, they don't just talk about themselves to say, oh, I achieved this, I achieved that. Do you know what I did? Do you know what? Yes, that's a great testimony. Don't get me wrong. This is very good. But when the prospect that you're trying to bring into the business, when they are wanting to trust you and trust the business, what you need to do always is make it about them and not about you. You've got to ask them where their struggles are. You've got to ask them what their why is. You've got to ask them what it is that their goals are. Design your presentation around this kind of a boundary. Okay, guys? So expectations are very important, and how you set them when it comes to your presentations is crucial in this business of Ultima. Set the right expectations, okay? Now, I'm going to move on to my next point. And that next point is the question that I want to ask every single one of you guys, okay? Do you guys think Ultima is about selling a product, or do you think Ultima, first and foremost, is about building the relationship with someone? That's the question I want to ask you guys. So when you sit down and you're about to talk to someone about Ultima, is the first main priority for you to sell the product, or is the first main priority for you to start developing the relationship first? Okay? And the reason why I'm asking this question is because 9 times out of 10, why people fail in a business like Ultima is because they focus the first point being Ultima and the product and the project, which is completely wrong. You've got to focus, because this is a human resources business. You've got to focus on the relationship that you are building with someone. That needs to be the focal point. And I can assure you, if every one of us here starts focusing on the relationship and first and foremost building that relationship with the individual, what's going to happen is they will trust you. If they trust you, they see that you love them, they see that you respect them, they see that you are focused on making sure that you are wanting to take them out of a very tough situation. That is when they will start listening to you. There's a big difference between hearing you and listening to you. They will hear you if you, and the first thing you talk about is Ultima and the product, but they will not listen. Instead, you want to change that around. You want to make them listen to you. So if you want to make them listen to you, focus on the relationship building. Once the relationship is there, that's when you attack the product and the project. Say, hey, do you know this is what I'm doing at the moment? And I think based on what you've spoken to me right now, it's got all the solutions for you. It's got literally everything. But I need to create the right levels of expectations and then go through those 5 points. I'm just trying to give you some really crucial pointers, okay, so that you understand setting the right expectation, building the right relationships, and then focusing on the product is how the route to market is. It's how the route to the sale is. It's a journey. Don't just go and try and kill this thing. No, it's a journey. Sales is a journey. Sales is about building a rapport with the prospect. They need to understand, feel you. They need to understand that your priorities, your principles are the same as theirs. And then they will listen to you. Okay, guys? My second, or at least my third point, before I hand over to Navid, is speaking a little bit about challenges. Okay, now the reason why I bring up the topic of challenges at this point in time is because every good business, all right, goes through challenges. Every good business, okay? And overcoming challenges and obstacles is what genuinely makes life meaningful, all right, guys? This is what you've got to understand. And I really hope that your dreams and visions are big enough. You as an individual, I hope your dreams and your visions are big enough, all right, to be difficult, because it's that difficulty that proves to yourself that this is worth fighting for. Now, let's give an example, okay? You all know Superman, okay? When Superman was first developed as a comic book character, he was really strong, he was powerful, he overcame all these obstacles and challenges and difficulties pretty easily, okay? We all know Superman. I think we can all have a bit of a similarity over here where we know who Superman is. But it's only when the authors made him weaker, all right? When they made him weaker, which is when the stories became a little bit more interesting and it gathered a bit of a crowd. Because the crowds in the world love to see someone go through something difficult and then overcome it. Okay, so in our lives, it isn't always the easy path that makes for a meaningful life. Okay, it's the hard path, guys. It's the hard path, and having to become bigger, better, stronger, more resilient, more resourceful as a person and as a leader in Ultima. Okay, that's what makes for a meaningful life. And I need us all to understand that. At this point in time, every single business goes through challenges. It is these difficult times that make us who we are as a person. It's these difficult times that make us grow as individuals. And that's the reason why we have, again, these mastermind calls, because we want to talk directly to you. We want to get inside that head, get under your skin and say, you know something, all of us are in this together. But it's these times that determine who we are as people. Okay, so let us really, really focus on that. And before I hand over to Navid, I wanted to try and make this as sweet and short as possible, just to send out some reminders. Before I hand over to Navid, I want to quote one of the best network marketer gurus, all right, this world has ever seen, Jim Rohn, okay? And he says, don't wish it was easier, okay? Don't wish that it was easier. How many times do we sit there and we're like, I wish this was a bit easier. Why does this have to be so hard? Everything and anything that you go through in life, I wish this was easier, okay? Instead, wish you were better, okay? Wish you were better. What does this mean, guys? It means every single one of us, 200 people on this call today, need to rise above the occasion. We need to get better at dealing with our challenges. We need to get better at dealing with our expectations. We need to get better at coaching our leaders. We need to get better at describing what the business of Ultima is about, what the business of network marketing is about. And when that happens, ladies and gentlemen, you are then in control. And when you are in control, and when you know you have the power, this power can be used responsibly. And with that responsibility, trust me, success is the next step. It is inevitable. So go away, try and identify the right ways to create the right levels of expectation to your team. Go away and try and identify how it is that you can educate all of the individuals that are keen to achieve their goals, and you are going to reaffirm and reinforce the fact that you are there to achieve their goals as well. And let's do it within this platform. As Emil has explained, don't focus on these short-term gains that everyone wants to focus on. Zoom out. He always says, zoom out, right? Let's look at the bigger picture. Let's look at the bigger picture. Let's set our expectations. Let's set the expectations of our teams up in the right way. And let us make sure that we don't fall into that mindset of saying, I wish it was easier, you know? Why does this have to be so hard? No, guys. Rather, you wish that you become better. And these calls are there to remind you that, brothers and sisters, you can become better. It's about putting yourself in a challenging position, putting yourself in a difficult place, and that's when your true, facets, the true sides to the personality, the real strong side to you then comes out. So these are those times. So use these opportunities, guys. I love these times because it truly tells me how keen I am and how dirt strong I am about achieving my goals. And I would love to project that onto you. So I'm going to end off there. I hope I was quick enough for me to really shoot off a good few reminders so that you guys can be set with the right tone for the weekend. And then we go and we smash next week. So with that being said, I'm going to hand over to Navid, who's got some very, very, very important pointers to end off this call. So stay till the end. Okay, guys, stay to the end. Finish the journey with us today because we're all trying to project this energy to you so that you really go away feeling positive and strong and motivated after this call. So, Navid, the floor is yours. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much, Danish, and thank you so much, Emil. I already have a lot of notes here in my phone where people are so happy with the topics that you covered, Emil, and also you, Danish. So I will dive straight into mine. So the last few days, I've been reflecting a lot about my 15 years in network marketing. And I thought about all the challenges along the way and the different circumstances that have held me back over the years. And it was a really refreshing moment, actually, to go back and look at that. Many years ago, I had a stage presentation in Dubai talking about actually your circumstances. And it's a quite complex and quite interesting topic, I think, anyway. So I will briefly go through that. This topic. So what I've realized over the years is when you need to change the most, some people don't seem to be able to change direction due to the fear of losing what they already are about to lose. I will actually read this again because I really like this sentence. So when you need to change the most, some people don't seem to be able to change direction due to the fear of losing what they are already about to lose. And this is something I felt personally. Definitely, this is something I had struggles to overcome. But luckily, if you have the courage to focus on the solution and not the problem, because it's always the solution that actually will solve your problem, then obviously you will have a very clear path moving forward. For some of us, this can actually take many years before we come to this realization, but it doesn't matter, I think, as long as we eventually do. So the question is there anything we can do to pinpoint what circumstances you have right now that is holding you back? What is the solution for you in the situation you're in? Is your circumstances too much of an obstacle? And luckily, there is a solution for this, of course. And that is to first list your circumstances that is holding you back. So I believe that by only writing this down, you truly become aware of it. And only then you can start changing your focus. And if you resonate with what I'm actually just said, please grab a pen and paper. Write down a list from 1 to 5, 1 to 10, depending on how many obstacles or circumstances you feel that you potentially have right now that is, or maybe that potentially is or actually is holding you back. So take a pen and paper, write these circumstances down on this piece of paper. Once you have written this down, you don't have to do it now, guys. You can do it afterwards. But once you have written this down, on a paper. Now reflect on every single point you wrote down. And underneath each point, you actually write your own proposed solution to these circumstances you are referring to. This way, not only will you actually bring out some creativity, but you will also be very, very aware of these things. And you will also have a much clearer ability to see the solutions. But I really, really believe that it will bring a lot of clarity in your head. It will also create an environment that helps you to only focus on relevant things for you right now. And I would also say that these topics bring me back to my next point today. And that would, of course, be the Budapest event on the 8th of June. I believe that maybe some of you have different circumstances that is holding you back from booking your ticket, flight, hotel, and even attend in Budapest. I would once again write these circumstances down and honestly reflect upon the actual solution to be able to attend. Because my experience in network marketing comes down to one of the most important principles in this industry. And I would say it probably comes down to the most important, point in any industry you are attending in. And that is attend and be present. Because if you are attending, if you are present, you get so much more value. And you're also showing other people, especially if you are referring to yourself as a leader in an industry, you have to lead by example. So a few important notes of why an event is always a good idea in this industry specifically. Well, first of all, the team gets together. Team gets together, they meet. Team can strategize together. They can strategize together. They can do team building activities. They can go out, maybe do a touristic tour in Budapest. They can maybe do a team activity, a fun thing. There must be a lot of fun things to do in Budapest. And of course, once they go home, the team growth. The team is growing in size, but also the team members are growing personally as individuals. And what Budapest is giving us is not only the above, but of course also amazing location. It's a beautiful city. For all of you that haven't been there, it's absolutely fantastic. I love the architecture there. I love the people there. I love the food there. Everything is very, very nice. So you can, of course, go there. And since it's an amazing location, a beautiful city, you can also combine with a few days of holiday, maybe, if you feel like it. And also, guys, I think this is the most important thing, the amazing timing of the event. The timing is perfect. It's right before people, the kids are finishing school. It's right before summer breaks, summer vacations. And the summer is not the worst period in network marketing that many people, I think, might believe. It is one of the best one if you actually make it important enough. I've seen the biggest momentum in my network marketing career during summer, where people have basically gathered like up to 100 people in a barn in every single week during the high season of the summer, where it was fantastic weather, and in multiple locations even. So it's never about the timing. It's all about the energy that the leaders are bringing out there to the team. But one more thing, guys, I mean, during the summer, people are relaxed and open. And guys, one more thing, if the general crypto market will start to move, you will have free advertisement out there as well, working on your behalf to raise awareness regarding what you have to offer in the crypto space. Because I just assume you have contacted a lot of people. Many people know that you are in crypto. And once, your grandmother and grandfather starts talking about crypto, probably before that stage, you've had so many friends, associates that have come to you and talked about Bitcoin maybe, and that will be maybe a very nice opening gateway for you to introduce what you have to introduce. So don't forget this as well. It's about being there. It's about being visual. It's about making people aware that you are still in this industry. And I believe an event is an amazing opportunity for you to market yourself on social media, that you have been on a crypto event. It was amazing things coming in the coming months, etc. So I've experienced crazy momentum, as I said, during the summer month before. So I would use the summer to travel around and meet the team members you have and use the event as the kickoff for the summer momentum. So guys, let's all get together in Budapest, strategize for the summer, get inspired for the summer, and be properly prepared for the summer. And we are looking at potential summer tours as well for our teams to help and build where we can add value. And we would like to encourage you to do the same as well. And I must really repeat what Danish just said. Don't wish it was easier, wish it was better. Thank you for today, guys, and we'll see you next week. I leave over to you, Emil. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Danish. Thank you so much, Navid. Very, very important points. Let me just summarize what has been covered today for you to move into the new week with certainty and belief. It's to number one, to understand that there is constant development happening behind the scenes. We have to remind ourselves what it is that we are participating in is the fastest growing, fastest changing, most dynamic market in the world. And there has to be changes and flexibility to survive and thrive in this market. Now, everything behind the scenes, I covered this already. I see some in the chat. I covered already vouchers, cashback, other delayed things is being worked on behind the scenes, ladies and gentlemen. Wait for proper announcements from the company. It has not been forgotten. It's not been ignored. It's being worked on. And there's a lot of dynamics with this, building a multi-billion-dollar operation with thousands of employees and third parties that is working with you and regulators around the world in an industry that's not fully regulated. to have a smooth journey is not what to expect in this market, guys. And with that, of course, we also have need to have the understanding of the value we see today, and we believe that Ultima will have a higher value as a organization, company, and project in the future than you are at the right place right now. If not, then you have to dig deeper or ask yourself, where is that you put your attention, energy? You need to be a part of something you believe in. This is very important, otherwise it will not work. Danish covered some incredibly important points. I believe that we can take with us. I really like what happened with Superman, because Superman was created as a superhero who could not be touched and not be challenged, and he won every battle, and people stopped reading and watching Superman. Then they added kryptonite, and they added some challenges, and they added some things that could kill him, and now everyone want to see, can he overcome this? So understand that your life is exciting because of the challenges, and this is the story you're writing right now. And with what Navid said about your circumstances, to become creative and active, you know, don't sit and say everything is bad, this is that, oh, I need to wait for Alex, I'm so sad, I'm so you go into a negative spiral. Become creative, become an entrepreneur, sit down and say, what do I have control over? I have my life. I'm not going to wait for anyone. What do I have control over? What is it that I can change in my circumstances? What actions can I take today? And every time people are waiting for someone outside of them to provide you the solutions, you are not in control, and you're always going to be in a victim mindset, and you can never thrive as an entrepreneur. And we're moving into the biggest transfer of wealth in history, guys. We have billions of jobs being replaced by artificial intelligence. We're going to have the world changing in a way we've never seen before. And this opens up the biggest challenges we would ever have as humanity. And we're also going to have the biggest opportunities ever. I choose, together with Danish and Navid, to be actively approaching this big change in the world and doing everything in our power to look at the positive outcomes, what we have control over, what is that we can do with our teams to get forward in this world, and what it is that we have control over, we will do as best of our ability. And with this mindset, we can overcome anything. With that being said, guys, I hope everyone has enjoyed this call. Reminder of the promotion that's running right now. It seems like we have very few splits in the premium pool, which is very good news for those in the premium pool. And as always, historically, there's always been a huge benefit for those getting in early into pools with high promotions. And this has a big high reward as it gets started. Alex is working on further technological developments regarding both the gold pool, the VIP pool. A lot of things are happening behind the scenes, guys. Nothing is forgotten. The progress is ongoing, and anytime there is any developments, it will be posted inside of the Telegram group. And again, the last reminder, let's choose what it is that we choose to focus our energy on, guys. Are you someone that only focus on the negatives? Why are you a part of something where you're only projecting negatives? I see some people say the price is low, and they're posting everywhere in the chat. What do you think is going to happen? What effect does that has? What effect is going to have to new people coming in? What effect is going to have on the whole? Am I saying that to be oblivious to facts? No, it's about, again, zoom out, see the higher picture, understand what you have control over. And if you believe, continue. If you don't believe, ask yourself why you're participating in something you don't believe in. And that's how we move forward. We need believers to make this vision a reality. And then things comes into play very fast. With that being said, guys, it's been a long call. All the love to all of you. We wish you a beautiful weekend, and we see you guys on the next call. And for those coming to Budapest event, we will also see you there. Take care, guys. All the love.